There's a lot of story to this space. And that is something that you as a participant can find out and you really start to go down the rabbit hole. So we are in Ice World. The planet that we are on is called Eemia. That is a planet that has been plagued by a 1,000-year ice age.
You enter into a room literally frozen in time.
We're presented with a question. What happened here?
There's big clumps of ice and icicles hanging down. This big, beautiful pastel castle.
It's very surreal and otherworldly and epic.
It's a world where the sun basically collapsed and left this planet in ice.
And it put the planet into an eternal twilight.
The cathedral was supposed to be like their last attempt to just preserve history in case someone came back to the ice world.
We've been working on this project about 4 years. Denver is a product of our entire history as an organization coming together, not only as like a business, but also just as the DIY art collective from the earliest days. Massive, massive learning curve. The cathedral really became an idea before we even had Denver fully concrete, like signed off. Like
we sort of started building before we had a definitive plan.
We were actually designing this as we were building it.
It was a lot of back and forth.
Creative engineering, tech fabrication, lighting, sound, story experience, platform. I mean, it's a lot.
The funny thing is there's 2 universes of DMX, so we keep like trying to figure out what universe we're in. And we got the universes switched for a while.
A universe of DMX would mean.
Yeah.
We're training each other. Like, how do we discover better ways to design and build these things, these awesome things?
These are the spinning spires, so they're going to be like rotating.
We had a stained glass art team and then also like 3D sculpture team, and we were all creating designs in Illustrator. And I think it was, for a lot of us, like how we actually got much better at design and Illustrator and laser cutting, so which is a huge part of what we do in a lot of our spaces.
I mean, the first time we got the dome on this thing and it spun, I was like amazed that it worked. But that's also the fun part, you know, is the craziness.
And then we broke the whole thing down and it sat in shipping containers for years. It had to get craned into the building
because we built it too big for the elevators, which we figured that out halfway through. Like, this won't fit in the building unless we put it in before the roof goes on. The entire ceiling was built on the floor and lifted, and then the walls were set in underneath it, which was boy, I hope it works, you know, for like a year and a half.
It's all a big technical challenge, so a lot of this is stuff that, even with a background in this field, it's stuff that I've never done before, so every project is like a new learning experience.
I think sometimes it's worth it to take some risks and try and make something that feels fresh.
A lot of our unique creative asks require custom software and hardware, so my team designs circuit boards, for example, and then we write the firmware that goes on those circuit boards, and then the computer that talks to those circuit boards, we write that code too.
And I love that we made a handmade pipe organ. That's the kind of stuff that just, I'm like, that's Meow Wolf all over it, right?
You get in here and it looks totally like a science fair project.
And then as soon as you open one of the valves, it sends air from another tube through wherever to wherever the note happens to be. Like this note, I think it's that one.
We learned it by Googling things and YouTubing things, kind of the old school spirit of Meow Wolf.
What we have outside of the cathedral is we have these 2 navigators.
And there are some really specific gamification pieces that are happening.
When you walk up the stairs and you sit down on this hibernating navigator, it comes alive.
And if you have like a series of clues, you can actually use those to unlock projections on the ceiling, and I think you can control the planets, and then once they're aligned, then a wormhole can open up. So that's a really exciting moment. We're kind of going for like a 2001 Space Odyssey sequence.
I don't think there's anything like it.
What is important about Meow Wolf is building a space that inspires people when they come in and feel like there is renewed energy in their perspective in their own lives.